In the world of camera bags, there are a lot of options to choose from, but I would be remiss if I didn't talk about probably my most used bag at this point, and that is the Lowepro Trekker Lite SLX 120. And so in this video, we're going to talk about this Lowepro bag, why I've come to use it so much, and why you might want to consider it as well. Now in this case, I actually have no affiliation with Lowepro. They did not send me this bag. I purchased this with my own money, and so I want to talk about why I actually got this bag, and essentially what led me down the path of getting something like a camera sling bag like this. And so simply put, this is a sling bag, not a backpack or any sort of traditional camera bag in that sense. It is designed to go over your shoulder or one of your arms and be able to take a modest amount of camera kit with you. Now this bag is made out of a pretty durable and rugged fabric. Lowepro states this is a 76% recycled and solution dyed material. I found the bag to be really durable and withstand a lot of the different just typical bumps and scratches you're going to find as you encounter this bag as it rubs against things. And so overall, no complaints there. Now you do have a very large amount of slack that is adjustable in terms of the sling bag and the strap that's going to go over your shoulder. You can easily adjust this to accommodate all different sorts of body types and sizes. But for another benefit of this mechanism, you will see that there is an attachable or detachable little buckle here and clip. So if you need to quickly release the bag or the strap on it for some reason, you can easily do that. The bag itself has a top handle, which makes carrying it easy if you do need to hand carry it. And what you're going to find on the bottom is a series of adjustable straps that Lowepro states you can actually use to transport something like a small tripod, possibly a small travel tripod, or maybe a GorillaPod-like device, something like the K&F Concept MS-01 that I've actually done a review on this channel on that I will link to above and in the description below that you can check out. I will admit I don't often attach tripods to the bottom of this, but I definitely do think you could. And the buckles here along the front of the bag allow you to adjust the strap if you need to. Overall though, I think the most special part of this bag is the interior space it offers and how this is overall laid out. So if I open this first zippable compartment here, you're going to see I have sort of a small, thin area that I can use to store a bunch of different small accessories. And then you have the main interior section of the bag, which is going to offer you really the most real estate in terms of any gear that you can store. So when you first peel this back, you're going to have, yes, essentially another section you can use to store different items. This includes some small tight pockets here that you can use to store other small accessories. And you'll see that you also have, yes, another small zippable compartment here on the inside that can store more items. Then you have the actual interior space, which by default, Lowepro is going to designate into sort of a couple sections. You get a few of these sort of foam dividers that you can use to separate items, and they include a small bag that I guess you could use for lenses or other different items as well. Within this section, Lowepro also includes a separate pocket that they note can hold devices like a tablet, but showing you an empty bag doesn't really do it justice in terms of how this can store different cameras and other accessories. So let's talk about how I've actually used this bag and what I think it's really good for. So simply put, this has become my go-to bag for any sort of travel situation. Yes, whether it's a quick trip around the neighborhood just to shoot a lens and test it out, or quite frankly, going internationally to travel to different countries and just wanting to bring a camera and lens along to document that experience, this bag has proven essential to that. In fact, if you've seen any of my shorts on this channel from different locations, whether Las Vegas, Los Angeles, Norway, Amsterdam, or Ireland, they were all at least taken or facilitated by being taken using this bag. Because again, I can carry a camera and lens with me, just walk around, quickly grab and go and take shots and be on my way, and not having it be a super obvious distraction to take the camera in or out of the bag, or even letting people know that I'm carrying a camera with me. Now, a big portion of this is actually going to be the size of the bag itself. 11.8 inches wide, 9.4 inches tall, and apparently about 5.5 inches deep. This bag is going to be one of the few options that not just fits camera gear well, but actually inside travel luggage. So I have a typical Samsonite small carry-on piece of luggage, something that you're going to find, at least that could be stowed away on top of most airplanes in their carry-on section. This bag easily fits within, let's say, roughly a third of that, packed in tightly. And what that means is I can actually pack this and my camera gear away in my main carry-on bag. I don't have to check it separately or worrying about that getting lost or stolen or anything. And that in and of itself is a huge convenience. But in terms of what will fit in this bag, let's talk about it. So one of my Sony Alpha bodies, doesn't matter which one, whether it's A7S3, A7 IV, A7 R5, and something like the 24-70 f2.8 G Master version 2 lens, that's a beyond easy situation for this bag to transport, but I've also used this in a one camera, two lens situation. So say something like my A7 IV, maybe my 20mm and my 50mm, or my 50mm and my 135mm prime lenses if I want to go with a prime setup. This bag can easily hold that setup and situation as well. The extra space on top of the section is also worth noting because, yes, again, even if you fill up that main compartment, you have an additional amount of room on top that can let you store things like a top handle, a side handle, a shotgun microphone like the Rode VideoMic NTG. You have a lot more room than you might think in a bag like this. Also, probably because someone's going to ask, yes, I actually have tried transporting this with one of my Sony Alpha bodies attached to the 70-200 f2.8G Master version 2 lens, and believe it or not, it actually fits. Also worth noting, yes, I found this bag to be extremely comfortable when wearing it, and that includes over many long durations, hours and hours at a time. Not going to put any more stress or strain on you than any other sling bag would with a similar amount of weight. And the rear side of the bag, which has a similar sort of padding and material, also ensures that the bag, as it's rubbing against you or whatever clothing you're wearing, isn't going to bother you there as well. So of course, with a bag like this, people are going to be curious about price. And the Lowepro Trekker Lite SLX 120 typically retails anywhere from around $72 to $85 US. Now you can get this bag in either the black fabric that I've shown throughout this, or a gray fabric option. I tend to think the black looks better and will probably hold up to the different wear and tear and elements that this will probably experience with most owners a little bit better over time, but your mileage may vary. And it is worth noting that Lowepro does make other similar models like this bag, including the Trekker Lite HP100 that's probably designed for more smaller APS-C bodies and point-and-shoot cameras, though I would say for anyone with larger full-frame or APS-C bodies and interchangeable lens cameras, something like the SLX 120 is probably what you'd want to go with. So overall, what do I think of the Lowepro Trekker Lite SLX 120? This is not your standard camera bag, and I maybe mean that in a good way. This is the kind of bag you're going to want to hold a modest amount of gear in a certain type of situation. Whether that's travel-related endeavors like I mentioned, on-the-go shooting situations, whatever it might be, that is what this bag is ultimately going to be best suited for. But I think for those purposes, there is not a better bag out there that can meet those needs and maybe even exceed them. I know I've been truly pleased with what I've gotten out of this bag in the time that I've had it, and I would definitely recommend it for anyone looking to get similar usage out of your cameras and lenses in the situations that I've used them in. So that is my take on the Lowepro Trekker Lite SLX 120. Hopefully this video has been of some help to you. Feel free to leave a like and subscribe if it has. I have a number of different camera bag and similar accessory related videos on the channel that I would definitely encourage you to check out. And yes, there will be many more on the way. Also, yes, of course, this is the new studio setup. Expect a lot more videos coming from this space and maybe a studio tour video coming up soon. For now, that is all I have to say, so thanks for watching.